Votez Corée! Votez pour Louis! Votez pour Noah!
Guy Code with Rena Oswald.
Welcome to another episode of the Guy Code. Now on this episode, guys, we're going to be talking about where to find women. And you guys, I hope you're staying safe during this whole COVID-19 season. And as I promise, I will continue to give you that red pill masculine content. Now on this episode, we're going to be talking about where to find high quality women. Of course, you're on your purpose. You're a alpha male. Where would you find the best women to suit you and to complement your life? So here's a couple of things. I hear many people say that it's better in social gatherings, and that's the norm. I think in this generation where many people actually gather is the parties, the clubs, the malls, all that stuff. So this episode I'm going to be tackling where to find them. Is it better to find them at a party mall? Is it at a party or function, at a club, or even just approach them at the mall or even by the roadside or everything? Even your neighbor, should you approach your neighbor as just walking or having a morning jog? Well, in my experience, I think I've found different in different places. Most of the ones I've actually encountered and taken seriously in my experience have been the ones I met through a friend of a friend. Almost always, I'll say almost 80% of the time I met it through a friend of the friend, which is actually is a good way, because what happens is you're pre-qualified, because if you know someone who knows someone, the first person you know will pre-qualify that person as, you know what, he's a really good person or she's a really good person, and you will be more inclined to be open to learn more about them and to get to know them, because someone you already know has pre-qualified them and you trust the judgment of your present and current friend. So I'm just going to be talking about a couple of points of where to find them and which is the best way to find them. So I think the first thing I'll say, guys, is best place to find women and find high quality ladies is, first, you have to, since you're in this journey of red pill journey of self-development, self-improvement, I'm sure you'll have some hobbies. When you're not working on your purpose, you have some hobbies that are also active. Of course, you can't have hobbies like watching TV or watching series. You're not like a teenager anymore. You're trying to develop, you're trying to get somewhere. So even your hobbies might be actual activities, whether it be a sport or even art or music and anything it is. So the first thing I would say is, like, guys, you should first consider your hobby. What do you like doing? As the first thing. Do you like singing? Do you like performing? Do you like playing certain sports? Do you like gymming? Do you like art? Anything like that? Even do you like baking or cooking or something like that? Anything that helps you, is active and helps you relax as a hobby, and you actually enjoy. If you found that hobby, first thing, find a hobby. Secondly, the best place to find women that you will easily get along with is that go to conferences, events, and even showcases of, your particular sphere of your hobby. Like if you're a sports person, if you like playing sports, you should go to probably a sports game, or if you're a musician, you go to a music showcase, or an artist, you go to an art gallery. So the reason why I'm saying it, that you should go to events that actually are centered around your hobby, is because you will find people that will have the similar interests as you are, and you'll have more to talk about, because you already have one thing in common, that you both like this particular activity, whatever it is. So that goes to my first point, is where to find women is, first, get a hobby. Number two, go to conferences, events, any showcase that is centered around your hobby. The reason why I'm saying this is because you will find women who you will have more to talk about. If you find a lady in a music concert or a music event, you will and you're a musician yourself, you play something, you do something in music, you will definitely have more to talk about and easier to break rapport compared to if you're just cold approaching in the mall or even your neighbor or even by the road, because that's a place that you might need more to just break the ice. But since it's a concert and you're already an active musician, you already enjoy doing the thing that is happening in the concert, you'll have more to talk about and it will be easier to break rapport. So number one, the reason why you should actually go to these places is because you'll find women who you will definitely have more in touch with, have more in common with, and it will be very easier. Number two is that why you should actually find women in places that and in events that are centered around your hobby is because when you're involved in something you enjoy, you will definitely have lower anxiety. For any guy who's actually cold approached by the roadside or even at the mall or even in the club, you might have some of that kind of anxiety because this is a place that one, you're not very comfortable in. You might not be as comfortable in because one, it's not, unless it's a place you frequent very often, but still it's a public place, it's not a place that you're on your own. So you might have that anxiety that everyone is just doing their own thing. But compared to an event where that's where that's where your hobby is, you definitely have less anxiety because you'll be in your element. Everyone is playing music, you can play music and just get in the zone, and when you're doing something you enjoy, you definitely lower your anxiety and you look like you're having fun, and everyone wants to be with someone who looks like they are enjoying themselves at all times, not only women but just everyone. If you just look like you're having fun, you're enjoying it, you'll be attractive and it will actually boost your attraction because now you'll have lower anxiety. A third thing why I would say definitely you should approach women in these areas is because you will both be engaged in a certain activity, and these activities will actually give you an opportunity to physically touch. For example, in a music concert, you're both playing an instrument, or you're both dancing. Probably your talent is dancing or your hobby is dancing. You can dance together. Through that engagement and that physical engagement, it will definitely create a bonding. It might not create, but it will actually help in creating a bond because now you're both engaged in doing something. I think all of us by now, if you've not gone to a movie date, most of guys have gone to a movie date, and you can say the one thing you will definitely agree is that it's not the best because yes, you pay to get in the movie, but the whole time you're quiet and you're looking at a screen. The whole time. You'd rather even spend that time doing something physical together, and you get to know about each other more. That's why movie dates, definitely anyone who has done them would say that's not one of the best dates they've been to, because if most of the time you're just quiet watching, and occasionally you just even less scary, you hold each other or that, it's not the best date because now you don't get to interact, you can't even engage that way and even escalate, and it's in a public place. So that's the point, that in these events you will get the opportunity to physically engage in an activity, even if it's sports. Definitely you can just compete, through competition. You bring that tension. Of course you need attention to escalate, and which we'll get into other episodes, but you need that tension. You just get to know someone from how they carry themselves and how they engage doing what they love. And through this physical engagement, you're both doing something, you'll just get to know about each other more and more, and it will definitely create a bond. So having a hobby and meeting someone in these areas will definitely get them to open up, as since you're doing the same thing and you're both having a great time at it. It will give a great experience for both of you. Another thing is that the activities where you can know people. The activities like, if your hobby, I hear there's some I've been told that in sports like golf, like you can know a lot about someone from how they play golf. That's what I hear. I don't know. I'm not a golf player. Anyone who play golf can actually comment something and give you feedback. But there are some sports you can actually see the kind of person, the kind of personality a person has. I think probably in many sports, if you see someone is aggressive, if you see someone is more withdrawn, if you see someone is more calculated in these physical activities, it will definitely give you a better perspective of who you're dealing with much earlier on, compared if you cold approach in somewhere else where you'll have to go to 2 or 3 dates before you get to know this person is actually aggressive in this and this way. So engaging in these activities, whether it's you're playing music, whether it's even cooking, whether it's even painting, art, make all that stuff, you definitely give you a glimpse of the kind of woman you're dealing with. Is she aggressive? Is she more calculated? Is she more timid? Is she kind? Is she over competitive? So through this activity, you will get to know this kind of person who you're dealing with and the kind of woman you're dealing with, and you know how to deal with her from the get-go. Because imagine you'll get to know all of this in one day, compared to others who'll get to know this probably 1 or 2 months later, and you never know. She might not be a right fit, and by the time you find out, you've already lost a lot of time and, of course, resources. And lastly, is that if you're good at what you do, it actually gives a good impression. For sure, everyone has seen, when you're in a concert and there's that A-list musician who comes out and everyone goes crazy because he's playing so well or he's singing so well. Everyone likes them and gives a good impression because, of course, all the girls like him because, he's a superstar, he's a rock star, whatever. But you can actually give the same impression in whatever thing you're doing. If you're really good at your hobby, or if your hobby is a skill that you've become fairly good at, and you actually show that you're pretty good at your hobby, you'll actually give a very good impression because, of course, it will show high status that you have a skill that not many people have. And is worth bragging about, of course. No one wants to be that person who wins in all a hot dog eating contest. That's not high status. You're just gluttonous. But if you're really good at whatever, you're good at playing golf, you can cook a really good barbecue or something. You can paint really well. You can play an instrument really well. It will definitely give you that a niche and that high status that will give an impression that this is someone that that I find interesting, and everyone wants to be someone who is interesting and looks that they know what they're doing. So this is just a couple of things I just wanted to run by you guys of where to find women. You can go over it again from my experience. I've just been saying things from my experience. You can add on, give your feedback. Our social media handles: Twitter, Guy Code Kenya; Instagram at RENEOSWERE, Renoswere. And I hope to hear from you guys. I enjoy hearing from you guys. Until next time, stay safe and talk to you soon. Bye.